Welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And today I want to talk about something because we're coming really close to the end of the year and New Year's resolutions and all that good stuff. So today I want to talk about networking. And, because there's some amazing events out there. And if you're not interacting, if you're not reaching out, I'm going to tell you the last year and a half of our lives has completely changed because we went to the right events and met the right people. And one of those right people are here today. We're going to talk about the power of networking. Yeah, it's important. So sit right there. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Now, you've heard me talk about Secret Nog, Prosperity Camp, who knows how many times on this show. And I'm going to tell you right now, we just did the Now Honors. We just did the Power of Pink. And if we hadn't gone to these major events, we wouldn't have met half the people that were in that room. So I thought, hey, it's almost New Year's. Why not reach out to my good buddy and say, Mary Frances, let's network.
Hey, Tigo, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
It's an absolute pleasure.
You knew I had to get it in there. I always call you Mary Frances.
Because I'm twice as nice.
You are twice as nice. Now, we met, and we just recently realized we met at the same prosperity camp that was both our first prosperity camps. And
Right.
At that moment, you weren't a networker. You weren't, that powerhouse that we see work in the room now. You just kind of, mingled and made your path. How did you get out of your comfort zone and say, you know what, I'm in this room, I'm going to meet these people?
So, I was definitely a wallflower for several events. And it's just the more that you interact with people that you don't know, you run into people at events. Like we met at Prosperity Camp, and then Eric, when he got his star on the Walk of Fame, you run into those people there. And
Yep.
That's how you network, is you just keep going to these events and you meet more people. And then those people invite you to their events. And then next thing you know, you are just wrapped up in this like comfy, cozy blanket
Right.
amongst people who 6 months ago were strangers. And it's
And
amazing.
they feel like family, and they're on the
Right.
same journey in a way, they're all trying to build their business, find their next goal, reach their next goal, and they want people to kind of embrace them and tell them they're not crazy. Because you sit at home by yourself thinking, am I nuts? Because do I do this? Am I the only one that does this, Mary Frances? Because I sit at home and think, am I crazy? And then I reach out to you or some of my other networking buddies, and you guys go, yeah, you're crazy, but that's okay. We're crazy too.
But that's what makes you you. Everybody's unique, and everybody has their own brand of crazy. And, that's great. That is so great. 2 years ago, basically, was when you and I met. In January, It will be 2 years.
Yeah.
And it was, I was scared. Like I say, now it's easier. And now I am being challenged just about like every day. Like I woke up one morning and I reached out to a friend and I'm like, I'm ready to write my book, my first solo book. So the story of
Awesome.
my trauma that made me want to become a coach and to help other people is now coming out in a way that, it's very self-healing for myself. And I hope that it provides a safety ring for other people. And speaking of the networking, someone out of the blue just called me the other day and said, hey, how's it going? And she and I got talking, and we got to talking about self-image and, how we both look at each other as what we are, but we have our own images of ourselves. And we'll save that for a whole nother talk. But oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
you got to come back. We
people,
could do a whole interview on that.
definitely. But just like you say, the people, the energy that everybody brings into the room, you can start a fire with a spark, but the more logs you put on the fire and the better quality of wood, the longer that fire is going to burn.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And people say, oh, I can't go to these events. They cost too much. Oh, I'd have to fly. Oh, I'd have to travel. And in my opinion, you're just limiting yourself. It's like going to prosperity camp, making that investment in my future. Going to prosperity camp is what gave me the opportunity of being a best-selling author with you,
Right.
of meeting these people that are lifelong friends now. I can call them anytime and say, hey, Mary Frances, what are you doing next week? Let's do this, let's do that. And it's like, that's the kind of opportunities you're looking for. Nothing wrong with local events and all of that, but usually the free events, as my mother says, you get what you pay for, and in the
Mm-hmm.
free events, people are just trying to sell you, sell you, sell you. The whole time you're in that room, they don't know your story. They don't want to share theirs. We get into these events like Secret Knock or Prosperity Camp, and people, come in. It doesn't matter if they're a billionaire or if they're working out of their garage. They come in and they treat you like you're one of theirs, and you can ask them anything.
You can.
When you can go up to the guy who invented E-Television Network and say, hey, what got you started in television? And he goes, oh, let me tell you. It's like, that's a value you cannot, it's priceless, correct?
It is. It definitely isn't. And when you're standing there and you don't realize who you're rubbing elbows with,
Mm-hmm.
and then, they come up to the stage and they talk, and you were like, oh my God, why didn't I realize I was just speaking to the inventor of the UGG boot?
Right.
You're like, ah! Or, it's amazing. And I never knew that I was talking to the amazing Tigo when I was in the room. Here I
Shucks.
am today. You are one of the very first people that I met, and you made me feel so comfortable that you honestly helped me come out of my shell.
Well, I appreciate that. But we got to talk about the shell a little bit, because you may need to go a little bit back into it. Because the last time we were at an event together, I had to threaten you to get you to go home because you were so tired you couldn't stand up, but you had one more person to meet. What do you tell somebody who's sitting at home right now going, this sounds great, and but I'm just too shy. I know I need to do it for my business. I know I need to do it for my career. But when I get in that room, I'm a championship wallflower. What would you tell them? What's
Oh
the
my
first step?
gosh. Just you have a choice. And that's what I love to say is you have a choice every day. And you can either sit and stew or you can rise and shine. But if you sit and stew, you know what you're going to get, the same thing you got yesterday. You rise and you shine, and like every day it's a golden opportunity, and you never know what's in store for you.
You
So
are the best. I always have so much fun talking to you. It's starting to get cold. They're talking snow in places and all this craziness, but we got to get together and just hang out, because it's always fun to hang out with my buddy, Mary Frances. Mary Frances, you are
it's
the
awesome to
best.
speak with you. Definitely.
Oh, and if everybody wants to get Station 42, they can still get it on Amazon, right?
I believe so, yes.
Awesome.
I'm sporting, over here. I'm sporting my copy.
There it is. There it is. I love it. Yes, come back. We're going to talk about body image and everything else. Let's do that for the new year. I think a lot of people will be in that mindset. I don't know why January 1st triggers that, but I
It
think
never
it's
should.
awesome for January. Right. It never should. So let's get
Right.
together again. Yes?
Yes, you plant a seed today. It means that you hope that there's you know there's going to be a tomorrow, and you believe it because you plant your trees and your flowers today.
You are amazing. Thanks for being on the show. Oh, hey, everybody. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you are a wallflower, if you go into networking, hey, man, I used to go in networking and be threatened. Go get business cards. You can't leave the room. They would take my keys away. That's how I got past my fear. I couldn't go home without going to get a business card. Get started. Get started right now. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.